Just north of the Indiana-Michigan border, in the town of Jones, Darrell Greiner, a fifth-generation soybean and corn farmer, is preparing for another day of harvesting.
We've had some pretty high irrigation bills and that, so
Right.
so that another cost.
Greiner, like many U.S. farmers, is struggling with corn and soybean commodity prices hitting record lows.
Right now, we're not even at production cost, so that's a big problem right now.
With the presidential election fast approaching, whoever wins, Greiner wants there to be more focus on the future of agriculture.
I've listened to both candidates a little bit. I've never heard them say anything about agriculture. We need to have a stability. We need to be able to get paid just like everybody else does. We don't get to name our price for our corn.
Across large swathes of rural Michigan, support for Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump is clear to see. But it's a different story in Redford, on the outskirts of Detroit. Harrison Shelby is a local community organizer and activist in the area. Although he believes African Americans will vote in big numbers for Democrat Kamala Harris, he would like to see more attention focused on black communities.
The African American community wants to have their vote earned and be respected. I think the party really has to rebuild that relationship, and it starts by listening to the needs of our community.
In 2016, Donald Trump became the first Republican to win Michigan in 28 years. That was thanks largely to overwhelming support in rural areas and reduced Democratic turnout in traditional strongholds such as Detroit. And although Joe Biden managed to flip Michigan back to the Democrats last time out, this presidential election once again promises to be a tight race.
The Arab American community could also have a key say. Many Arab and Muslim Americans are angry over the Biden administration's support of Israel's response to the October 7th attacks by Hamas. Its offensive in Gaza has led to mass civilian casualties and suffering. There are some 200,000 registered Muslim voters in Michigan, enough to swing the state. Matthew Jaber Stifler is a director at the Center for Arab Narratives at the Arab American National Museum that is situated in Dearborn.
I think in the moment right now, Arab Americans are a focus because of the very vocal stance they've taken on, supporting Palestine and Palestinian Americans. I think there's enough numbers in the community to have an impact on many different avenues of electoral politics in the country. We are seeing a community that is recognizing that not only is it large, but that it does have things to say and it wants to be heard.
Then there's the wild card potential. There are a handful of third-party candidates on the ballot, and while none has any real chance of winning, any votes they score are votes taken away from the top contenders, potentially swaying the election. The latest polls show Harris and Trump are neck and neck. It promises to be a frantic final push for votes for both candidates. Dan Williams, CGTN, Jones, Michigan.